Shut up and sit down.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic.
We are back. This is Inside Wisconsin. It is the tweener time between segments with our guy, Andy North.
Yeah.
And it is time for our top 5 list. I've taken the top 5 lists here the last few episodes. John, it is your turn. Tell us about your top 5 moments on a golf course.
I told you, I thought it was so broad when you proposed this to me, and I'm like, what am I going to do about this? This is just too many. And like my list was so hard to compile that like Billy Casper, who's won 3 majors, 2 U.S. Opens, like, hey, North, great story, not on the list. All my buddies from Mizzou and our golf trips to great places and imbibing, not on the list. My boy, Grandma Audrey, Scott Rathensberger, lives there in Green Bay. His son, Chad, does the weather there at one of the local stations. And all our great times at Crystal Springs Golf Course in Seymour, not on the list.
What?
The time I played and parred the 17th at TPC Sawgrass with Stuart Scott, not on the list.
Well, then this better be a hell of a list.
So here we go. So
major events.
Number 5, I'm in Cooperstown, New York, and I make my only career hole-in-one.
Yeah, let's see. How far?
So here's the deal. Hole-in-one. They're giving away cars on every par 3 for a hole-in-one. I didn't get a car.
Why?
Because I did it on a par 4.
What?
Number 14, Leather Stocking Golf Course. You go back all the way to the tips. It's about 298. We weren't up there that far. We were probably more like 275. Hello, whoop, dunk.
Wow.
I have one hole-in-one in my life. It's on a par 4.
That's incredible. All right, that should make the list.
There you go. Number 2 was probably a day that I spent on the golf course all day with Chichi Rodriguez in preparation for this. I don't know that it's in print anymore, but I actually wrote a golf book with Chichi Rodriguez. There it is. Chichi's golf games you got to play, and there I am. Chichi played the golf. I put the words on the page. You can still find it. It's out there on Amazon. It's out there in places, but I wrote a book with Chichi Rodriguez.
That's pretty cool.
Great day on the golf course. Huh. Number 3 is kind of a conglomerate, and it's a nod to Andy here. And it's the time I've spent with him and Curtis Strange at the U.S. Open. 2 of the nicest guys in the world. But when it comes to the U.S. Open, they are old and crusty, right? They are the 2 guys. They are the 2 Muppet old guys in the balcony. They would always want the rough to be rougher and longer. They want par 7 over par to win every tournament at the U.S. Open. Otherwise, it doesn't count. They would really think it'd be great if you had a Balata ball with a persimmon-headed wood. But they're just really good guys, and they just tell great stories. And they're just wonderful, wonderful people. And when Curtis Strange one time, my buddy was at the thing. He's at the Open. I think we were in Pinehurst, and I said to my buddy Raj, I'm like, hey, are you a shot maker or are you a ball striker? And he goes, oh, I'm a shot maker. And Curtis just shoots at him. He's like, is that because you have to be? They're wonderful guys and wonderful times. So whether it was Bethpage or Pebble Beach or Marion, all those places were great. So they're kind of fun to watch that. They're really they should really have kind of their grumpy old men show. That would be really funny if they did that. Awesome. Number 2 is and I don't pretend to know this guy great at all, but I've been fortunate enough to see Tiger Woods hit a golf ball, and that should be on everybody's top list. That's at number 2, Tiger hitting a golf ball. I was lucky enough to watch Tiger hit a golf ball in the hole for a hole-in-one on 16 that everybody goes crazy with at the Phoenix Open years ago. I was there. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough to go out and shoot a ESPN SportsCenter commercial with him and Stuart Scott out in Las Vegas. Stu did the one where he's got his gallery behind him everywhere he goes. And then I did a little behind the scenes bit with Tiger, which was great. That's on a DVD somewhere, which was really kind of fun. We shot one of the few commercials that never aired, which I'm not really sure at liberty to give away here, but I'll tell you someday. Nice. And then I was really fortunate the one time I got to go to the British Open. And I was with Scott Van Pelt, who knows everybody on tour because he's covered the tour for 30 years. And he's like, let's go say hi to Joey LaCava, his caddy. By the way, Van Pelt shows up in Scotland, flies all the way, and has $40 on him, and owes Joe LaCava $40 because Scotty's a Washington Football Club fan, and Joey's a Giants fan, and the Giants have beat the Redskins twice. So he comes over, he goes to Scotland, he's got $40, walks over in St. Andrews and gives the money to LaCava because he owes him. So now he's in Scotland with no cash whatsoever. But we're walking there and we're going down, and Tiger is making great conversation and very nice. And I mentioned something about my daughter who does not like golf at all. And he says to me, he says, yeah, John, you know, my daughter doesn't like golf either. And he goes, because when she sees my golf clubs, she knows Dad's leaving.
Oh, wow.
He's got to go to work and leaving. And I thought, here's this guy, all the money in the world. He had his troubles, right? This is the most recent one at St. Andrews. He had his troubles with the divorce in the family. It was before the most recent car accident. But I thought, at some level, you can admire how well he hits it. You can be mad because of what he's been. But he's a dad, you know? And he said, my daughter sees her golf clubs. This was, you know, she was 7, 8 at the time. She's older now. And he said, and she thinks, golf, my dad's leaving. And that always struck me. So from that poignant little one, the number one thing I've ever seen on a golf course or been a part of is at the Ocean Course in Kiowa Island, where they just had the PGA Championship this year.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to play there several times. I have a place near Charleston. And so I'm on the back side, the 10th tee, and I'm with a caddy and a couple other guys that I don't know that I've just been paired up with. And the caddies are always great. And I shouldn't laugh at your own stories, but I'm going to. So here comes this little fawn. Oh, look, there's a nice little, look at what a nature program. And the fawn, wait, where there's one, there's two. So you're waiting to see where the mom is. And the fawn goes down to start drinking out of a little pond, little swampy pond area. When a giant alligator jumps out of the water, grabs it by its neck, and pulls it under. And there's thrashing and violent splashing and turning. And I'm in the middle of Wild Kingdom. And this alligator takes down this poor fawn, and then it's under the water, and it's gone after about a 30-second struggle. And I look at the partners, and I look at the caddies, and I'm like, okay, am I horrible? But was that just not the most awesome thing I've ever seen? Like I just saw Wild Kingdom. I saw a nature special on number 10. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
and
my
I know
God.
Par 4, and I know Andy North, and I've seen Tiger Woods. Alligator takes down a fawn.
National Geographic with John Anderson. Wow. And did anybody else react, or were you the only one that just sat there and went, what?
We were all just like, oh, my God. We're looking at this, and we're just like, you're like, that, you're crazy. You're screaming like, look at holy, and there was cursing and oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we just, it was, I don't know that can be topped. And I don't know that I should, and I don't know I should be proud of my reaction that I thought it was awesome. I think at some point maybe I should, but I don't know. Who am I to get in the way of Darwin or natural selection? These are things that happen.
Guess what? You weren't going to do anything anyway.
Oh.
Wow.
Staggering.
Circle of life.
Circle of life.
Well, let's see if Andy North can beat that.
Shut up and sit down.